Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Daily Draft, our second full week of Modern Horizons 3 drafts here on the channel, and we're going to dive right into pack one, pick one here today with an interesting one. There's a lot of really good cards in this pack. We've got Kozilek's Command if we want to work towards a big Eldrazi deck here. Basically, kill a creature with mana value X or less and then like scry X, draw a card most of the time. We've also got Cursed Wombat, which is a really good reason to be doing Abzan counters related things. Wumpus Aberration is another good Eldrazi card here as well. Scurry of Gremlins is a great red-white energy card that I have yet to put in any red-white energy deck that I've drafted here, which has been a few. Nightshade Dryad is good. Superconductor, Voidcraw, Gargoyle, there's lots of good stuff here. I have not drafted around Cursed Wombat yet, and I think this card is both pretty fun and pretty good. Now, is it quote-unquote the best thing to be doing? Or the best card out of that pack? Maybe not necessarily, but I do think it is very good, and it is a card I think I'd be willing to take early here to see if I can draft around it. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a great follow-up for it. I mean, Dream Drinker Vampire is fine, and it goes well with the Wombat, but it's not a card you need to take second here. There's an MDFC Legion Leadership. There are some blue energy cards, a couple of white cards as well. Horrific Assault is not too bad. I just don't know if we need to take that this early. Savine's Reclamation, I think, is good. This could be a splash in a Cursed Wombat deck because black, blue, or black, green wants to go with white based off of kind of the Abzan modified decks in this format. I could take Seething Landscape as well, but that isn't exactly the colors we are likely to want. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Reclamation here as a high upside card that could work for us, and then we'll go from there. Endurance. So 3 mana, 3/4, Flash Reach. When it ETBs, up to one target player puts all the cards from their graveyard on the bottom of their library, and you can evoke it for free by exiling a green card. It's fine, but not great. Titan's Vanguard is great, and I think it's just something we have to take here. This must have been a really good pack because there's a special guest as well as a rare, and then there's like a couple of commons missing, which means Writhing Chrysalis probably got taken, but Titan's Vanguard is just too good. We have to take it here. If this deck is open, we have to get into that deck. So we're going to take that here. What do we have to follow that up? Well, Horrific Assault, not too bad. Could go well in a green-based green-red deck, or even a green-black deck here. Wormcoil Larva has slightly underimpressed, at least a little bit. There is a Petrifying Meddler, which is good for Eldrazi. Charge Bugs for aggressive red-based strategies. And then a couple other nothing burgers here. So I'm going to go ahead and take Horrific Assault, as it kind of bridges the gap between the two decks that we're drafting here. And we will go from there. Gosh, why do people keep having to pass me Amped Raptor? Is this card not as good as I think it is? Because every deck it's been in, it's been great for me. 2 mana, 2/1 First Strike, and then you get 2 energy and you can cast something basically for free if you flip it, and it has 2 energy or less, unless you've gathered up other energy. I think it's worth taking here over another Horrific Assault. I mean, that could also be totally fine and probably good, but I think we have to take Amped Raptor and go from there. All right, which one is this? Hydra Trainer, 2 mana, 1/1. You can exert it as you attack. As it attacks, when you do, target creature gets +X/+X, where X is the number of permanents you control. That's a number of counters on permanents you control, and it does have Adapt. There is an Evolution Witness, though, and that works really well with Cursed Wombat. And Twisted Landscape actually would be really good for us here, but I think so is Evolution Witness to go with the Cursed Wombat. I'm going to go ahead and take the Witness here. Alright, there's some good stuff still here. I mean, there's a Nightshade Dryad, which I think goes well in red-green or red-black. or green-black, I mean, there's another Horrific Assault and a Signature Slam. So there's lots of stuff going on here, as well as an Obstinate Gargoyle. This Nightshade Dryad, again, kind of bridges the gap between the two decks that we're drafting here. And then there is the black-green gold uncommon, gold common Expanding Ooze. Which one is this again? So 4 mana, kind of, has lifelink. You could pay a bunch of life, and then whenever you cast a black spell, you get counters. You could pay even more life. Probably not great. I'm going to go ahead and take the Expanding Ooze here. Let's see what we wheel. Wow, we wheel a lot. Basically all of the gold cards, including Obstinate Gargoyle, but I think I'm going to take the Wumpus Aberration. Even if we end up black-green, this card has a pretty good chance to be cast with colorless. We'll get a couple of lands here at some point. Did wheel the Dream Drinker Vampire. See, I said I didn't have to take it as early as pick 2 there. Eviscerator's Insight, probably not what I'm looking for here, although all of these blue spells are actually kind of good. Is there a world where we're actually blue-green? Yeah, both of these are basically unplayable. Except Electrozoa in very specific blue energy decks. Alright, now we've got Pearl Ear Imperial Advisor. But I don't think that's where we are headed. Where are we headed? Another Cursed Wombat. I mean, that's pretty good. There's a Snapping Voidcraw. There's a land as well. Wirewood Symbiote's not really for limited here, but I'm going to take another Cursed Wombat here. And now we've got Wither and Bloom and Revitalizing Repast. Both of these are quite good. I do think we're going to need to have at least some removal in this deck, and the good thing about Wither and Bloom is you can also exile it from your graveyard for the counter synergy with the Cursed Wombat. I would love to wheel Revitalizing Repast if at all possible, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Wither and Bloom there. Laelia, oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, I mean, I have to take it, right? And splash it? Even if we're going, like, straight black-green? Maybe we can go Jund, but we have to fix with some lands here. But, gosh, Laelia is busted. We have to take Laelia. Okay, so if we're thinking black-green and we want to splash red, this would be a green-red land for us. Nesting Ground is also incredibly great with double Wombat, because if you move a counter around, it adds one every single time you do it, which is really good. There's also another Evolution Witness, which I think would be pretty good. Well, not pretty good. I know it would be pretty good in this deck, but I'm going to take the Nesting Grounds, actually. I think it's got enough synergy for us here. Alright, this would be a blue-green land for us, which is not exactly the land we're looking for. There's a Flooded Strand, which also doesn't fix for Laelia. There's Solar Transformer, which does fix. There's also Nyxborn Hydra, which enters with counters, and a Fetid Gargantua, which can get counters as well. I think I'm going to take the Gargantua here. If this were a land that touched red, I would probably take it. And I don't think I want Solar Transformer outside of an energy deck. That could be wrong, though. Take another Vampire here. Seems fine. It's really the only thing I'm probably playing. So let's take that. Alright, got a Gravedigg. I guess I'll take Colossal Dreadmask. It's a Colossal Dreadmaw with upside, basically. So yeah, we'll go ahead and take the Dreadmask here. Void Pouncer, Eviscerator's Insight, Junk Diver. Wow, there's a Reckless Pyro Surfer too, and this is very good in aggressive decks. Are we going back to, like, Can we be like black-red or something? Nothing else there was that great. We did not wheel the black-green MDFC card, unfortunately. I guess I'll take this MDFC, but probably not look to play it here. This would be a black-red land. I think I have to take this one. Could I also splash the Savine's Reclamation? Maybe. Transmogrant does have counter-related synergies with Cursed Wombat and Expanding Ooze. Maybe we play it, maybe we don't. This is a red-green land. I think I can play that. Hey, the Hydro wheeled anyway. Maybe we play it. Alright, so I'm looking for a couple more lands in pack 3. And I'm also looking for kind of a direction. I mean, I want to be black-green, but like, we're not the greatest black-green deck right now. Another Nesting Grounds, a Temperamental Oozewag, another Revitalizing Repass that we didn't get last time. But there's also a Fanatic of Ronus, and this card is quite good. It's a 2-mana 1/4 that adds green. But if it goes to your graveyard, I mean, you eternalize it and it adds 4 green mana for you. Like, that's pretty good. Again, I would love a Revitalizing Repast, an Oozewag, or a second Nesting Grounds to wheel, or a Foreboding Landscape. But I think we have to take the Fanatic of Ronus here. Lots of good stuff still. There's an Eldrazi Repurposer as well as a Wither and Bloom, an Expanding Ooze, and even a Seething Landscape. I think I'm going to take Wither and Bloom number 2 here. And I think I am just pretty close to black-green, but splashing a good bit of red here. Alright, in this pack I see another Amped Raptor, a Disciple of Freyalise. So it's a 6-mana 3/3. You can sack another creature. When you do, you gain X life, draw X cards, where that's its power. But there is a Nightshade Dryad, which can add colorless for a turn 3 Wumpus Aberration. We've already got one. And it can also add 1 mana of any color for a turn 3 Laelia. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and take that for a little bit more fixing here. Now's the time I think I'll take the Repast. This is a perfect spot to take it for us here. So we'll throw that right on in. Another Nightshade Dryad versus Annoyed Altasaur, Warped Tusker, and Perilous Landscape. This is not quite the land we need, but these Dryads are doing some pretty good work in fixing us here. So we'll take that. Got an Expanding Ooze. Perilous Landscape doesn't touch green or black, unfortunately. So I think I'll take the Ooze here. 2 more picks to potentially... Okay, so this one touches red and black. And we're not really giving anything up for it here. So I do think I'll take this one. Got 2 landscapes. Well, 2 shattered and 1 bountiful landscape here. How many Nightshade Dryads is too many? Not really a Terramander deck, so I guess I'll take the Nightshade Dryad number 4. We're not really ramping to anything, but we do have a lot of Adapt in this deck, so we're probably going to have a good amount of stuff to do with our mana. I think Laelia is probably the only splash we want, except for maybe a Titan's Vanguard. Oozewag is good. I said Oozewag or Nesting Grounds or Landscape coming back would be good. This is tough. We already have 1 Nesting Grounds. I think I'm going to take the creature this time. I guess I'll go ahead and just rare draft here. I don't think I'm playing anything out of that pack. Can probably play the Savine's Reclamation here off of double Shattered Landscape and 4 Dryads. I think that's pretty good. What is this one? Top 4, put a permanent into your hand, put the rest in your graveyard and make a spawn. That's better than either of these two. I could actually play that. And a couple last pick nothings. Alright, I'll go ahead and build this black-green Jund deck. And I'll see you after deck building. Alright, here's where I landed after deck building. We've got 4 Nightshade Dryads. One, because I think they're good in ramping to things like a Wumpus Aberration on turn 3, as well as a big Nyxborn Hydra. They fix for Lelia, all sorts of things like that as well. And 2, because if we play against big Eldrazi decks, they do have Death Touch. So later in the game, they can just like trade for some of the big stuff that doesn't have Trample, which I think is going to be pretty good. We're a little light on interaction. We have a Horrific Assault and a Wither and Bloom. We've got some decently sized creatures, as well as double Wombat, double Ooze, double Vampire here, which can adapt. Ronus as well can ramp us too. Evolution Witness, get things back. Reclamation, get things back on the splash. Splashing, Reclamation, and Lelia here with Mountain Plains. And some landscapes with a Nesting Ground as well. Haven't played a deck like this yet so far, and I'm excited to see how it does. Hopefully you are too, and I'll see you in game number 1. Alright, starting on the draw, we'll keep this. It's going to be interesting to figure out what to do with the lands here. So this one's probably going to fix for red, but I don't think I want to do that so soon with Cursed Wombats in hand. So I could fix this for red. Next turn play a Swamp, play Vampire. The following turn play Forest Wombat. That way this has lifelink and can attack. But then I can't get white for Reclamation if I fix that for red. So then this has to get fixed for red, and then we have one of each. That's not too bad. So let's fix this for white then. And then probably cast Vampire next turn. Going to be really annoying if we draw Lelia, but I'm playing for the hand I have here. Alright, there's a green. Play Vampire. What does this do? Exerts number of counters on permanents you control. Adapt for 2, so it could turn into a 3/3. Actually, it attacks as a 5/5 if they want to. That's pretty good. Like if they adapt right now and then attack with it. Okay, if they were going to adapt, they probably just should have done it pre-combat, but oh well. Alright, Cursed Wombat, come on in. Next turn we could play a Wombat and adapt this, but only if we draw another black source. Could adapt the Wombat. And if they kill something, then we could get it back as well for 3 mana here. Yeah, usually the Wombat is kill on sight, so there goes that. I think I'm actually going to play double Dryad here, because then next turn we have access to 7 mana. We could use 3 to get Wombat back, and then 4 to adapt it. Which would all be pretty good. Alright, so they did get a Horrific Assault here. They're probably going to kill our Dream Drinker Vampire, I would think. Or they play a land and cast Malevolent Rumble. So let's see. They could kill a Dryad as well. Okay. Alright, there that goes. That's fine. Now we can't do our double adapt thing, but we can bring back Wombat and adapt Vampire here. So this just fixes green now if we want it to, because we have our only mountain in hand. So let's just do this here. Bring back Cursed Wombat, adapt Dream Drinker Vampire. Oh, double Wombat would probably be quite good, but I don't know if that's something I necessarily need to do. Do I need to do that? Get overzealous or just make this a 4/3 lifelink? Actually, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for double Wombat here. So let's attack here, and I guess here too. Because we're not going to use this mana. Because if they kill one of these again, we have Reclamation out of the graveyard, which is going to be pretty good as well, because we can get 2 things back. So if it was cast from a graveyard, you can copy it and choose new target. So you get 2 things back to the battlefield, which is quite good. Another Glimpse. There's a land, and they can't cast Ravager, so that's good. Hopefully not another Wither and Bloom here, but even if it is, we could use Reclamation, get it back, and still have the mana to adapt to Dream Drinker Vampire here. Okay, that's fine. Can exert it and then make it a 7/7? Is that how that works? No? Okay. So this can search for black technically. So let's do... So I can adapt a couple of these things here. I don't even know the math. Let's see what happens when I do this. I think it becomes a 5/4? Yeah, okay. So that means this is going to become a 5/6 or 6/7. Something along those lines. So let's go ahead, attack here and here. So this cycles for green, blue, red. So I could cycle this actually. But I think I'll start by doing this, because they didn't block it, so I can push a good bit of damage here. This becomes a 6/7, right? Yeah. Alright, go to damage. That dies. End of the turn. So they can bring this back to their hand by sacrificing 2 Eldrazi here. Why did this go to the graveyard? I thought they exiled it. Oh, they exiled that one. There's a Writhing Chrysalis. That's a good card. I guess I'll go ahead and crack this one because I do still have a colorless source if I want it. So I could thin the deck a little bit here. Sack this for a swamp, I think. Actually, it's the only option we have, so here we go. Expanding Ooze. Okay. Let's hope they don't have another Wither and Bloom for this Wombat. That wouldn't be great for us. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, they do have it, it looks like. But we can get it back with Reclamation here. They have at least something. Okay, chump there, or at least they're probably going to sacrifice it to grow their Chrysalis. That would make the most sense. Then I can play Expanding Ooze. And Reclamation gets some of these things back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next turn we have 5 mana. We get 2 back to the battlefield, and then we have 3 left over. So I could also still adapt the Dream Drinker Vampire. I could adapt the Expanding Ooze, and if we draw a land, another one. Well, that makes things really annoying. So this turns into a 7/8 now. Can't attack into that anymore. Huh. I need to draw Wither and Bloom now? Huh, what a shocker. Writhing Chrysalis. Double Writhing Chrysalis. It's good. It's good. Nesting Grounds would be pretty good, too. One, two, three, four, 5. So we'll get back this for sure, and then get back the Lifelinker, I guess, as well. I still can't attack, though. I mean, I could attack with this, and then this becomes big enough because I put a counter here, but this is only going to be a 5/5, so it's just going to be eaten by that. And this is going to become a 5/6. So I put a counter on a modified creature I control, which makes this an 8/9, but I sacrifice the Expanding Ooze to do that. I don't think I'm going to attack this turn. They are at 9. Their life total's a little bit low. I could force them into some awkward blocks here going forward, especially if I draw something good. So no attacks. Have a couple of Death Touchers here to deal with, you know, big attacking creatures at some point. This thing does have Annihilator 1. So what will be a good draw for us? I guess Wither and Bloom is not horrible. Okay, they get to draw a card. That's pretty good as well. Got a lot of stuff they could get. And by a lot, I mean Kami and Hydra Trainer? Well, I mean, I guess. I meant to modify this first. Or I mean, yeah, to adapt that. So that was kind of a mistake. Let's see what we hit with Lelia first. Okay. Not horrible. I still have full control on here. This is going to have Menace. This is huge. I can still adapt this thing. They can only eat a couple of my creatures. They're probably going to eat this Wombat and Lelia here, but then they have to... I mean, I'm going to gain a bunch of life. This might not have been the best attack, but with these double Chrysalists that are, like, huge, it makes it a little tough. Because I'm never going to have great attacks. Okay, so this is going to become a 5/6. So if I want to save this Wombat, I have to adapt it, which means I can't cast the Ronus here. I hope I don't kill myself on the backswing here, but let's see. They're going to have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm not dead unless they have haste. Plus this gains me 5 life, so I'm definitely not dead. Oh, they made a mistake, I guess. This is actually going to die. Okay, that works for me. Yeah, that all works, because next turn I still can adapt the Expanding Ooze. A third one. You know, it's hard to work through 2 of them, but fighting through 3... 4, I guess, now is going to be impossible. You have 4. Well, you have 3, and now you've gotten 4. That's kind of insane. Alright. That's quite good, actually. So let's go... here. This is going to get Menace now. This game is kind of crazy. But there's got to be a way we win, right? I mean, I think this on either of these creatures is a win. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they have to block everything if they want to live. Because if my math is correct, the repast with double wombat. So you put a counter on it, which means you put 3 counters on it. Because this just turned in from a 3/3 to a 6/6 by putting 1 counter on it. So it's going to put 3 counters on it somehow, based on whatever math, however math works. What's that blocking? It doesn't really matter. Okay. Sure. Let's go ahead and put this over here, which should be lethal. Put a counter and then get 2 more. And now you hit them for 5 unblocked. There we go. We fought through 3 Writhing Chrysalises with a 4th on the way. Not too bad. Alright, we start here, and hand is a little bit slow, but fine. We've got a 3-drop and a 4-drop. A way to protect those cards here, too. And we do have one of our couple of removal spells, so I think we'll keep it. And we drew outstandingly well here with Fanatic of Ronus. Now what I can do is play Expanding Ooze and it still holds up Revitalizing Repast, or I can try to get down in a Temperamental Oozewag as a 4/4. Gosh, the Oozewag makes this tap for 4 mana, but I have to tap it to do that. So let's do this. Hold up Repast here. And if we draw a land, we play Oozewag, and then we could tap that for 4 mana, which would be great. And if we don't, we'll see what we need to do here. Okay, there's the land. So now we will do this. See if they have a counter spell or something. Alright, not too bad. Electrozoa. Sure. Resolved, you get 2 energy, go to blockers. What can they use it for? They just have to do it for that. Okay, so what we're going to do... adapt here and still be able to do this. Save our creature, trample over. We have a 6/6, a 4/4, and a 1/4. Yeah, that was pretty busted. I mean, I guess they didn't have any way to combat that, but that was quite the turn with Ronus. Alright, we are up first, and we do have a turn 2 Wombat, turn 3 Ooze here. We're going to have to sacrifice our landscape, but I think that's okay. Nesting Grounds can provide colorless if we need it. So let's just go ahead and get a green with this. Don't have any red or white sources in hand. Green, white, Hydra Trainer. Okay. There's a white source, but let's go ahead, play the Nesting Grounds, which is going to be quite good here. Because next turn we could actually adapt 1 here, and I think prior to the other triggers resolving, move that counter over here, get more counters over there. Oh, please let me do it. Don't ruin my board state. This is going to be so busted if I could actually pull this off. I think I'm going to get like 4 or 5 counters from just the adapt 1. Because I adapt 1, I get a counter. And then before this trigger resolves, I move the counter with Nesting Grounds. Oh no, activate only as a sorcery. Oh, that was going to be so good. That's okay. Alright, so that sacks for a swamp only at this point. So let's do... Let's do this, and then we can attack with both. They don't really have good blocks depending on how I choose to adapt here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and adapt this one so I can Nesting Grounds and move the counters. So go to damage. Nesting Grounds. Move this to over here. I know I can't adapt that anymore, but I can still Nesting Grounds and move counters around, so that's quite good. Only as a sorcery, but that's fine. +2/+2 and a flying counter. Alright, that has lifelink, and they can exert it and gain like 6 life or something. So they're going to try to race us here. They didn't exert, though. Interesting. That might have been an accident. Yeah, we still had a pretty good little combo going on there with the Nesting Grounds, so we'll take it. Alright, we have all of the ramp, but no of the ramp targets yet. But I don't think that means we can send this back. We've got a Shattered Landscape, which can find Reclamation mana, but we don't have a black source. So we might have to use this for black if we draw any of our wombats or anything like that. I guess these are white sources too. So let's start here, see what we draw and what they play, which mana dork I want to play. Nightshade Dryad for yourself. Okay, we did find the black source, so we can crack that for white at some point here. So let's do... Gosh, the sequencing of lands is so different and difficult when you have all these fetch lands that can or might want to fetch some of your colors. Alright, they're about to ramp to like a 7-drop next turn. That's going to be rough. There's not much I can do about it, though. I mean, I've just drawn nothing but lands here, so I just kind of have to play out my hand. Okay, there's 2. No, nothing else. Alright, Cursed Wombat. Okay, so is there a way that I can... No, there's not a way that I can adapt this and also use this for 4 green, because I have to use... So 1, 2, 3, 4... Actually, I could, and then I could tap this for 4 green, but then what am I doing with it? Technically nothing, because the Nesting Grounds is already tapped, so I could just do that at instant speed here. Reclamation's going to be pretty good with the Wombat if they do decide to go to kill it, as long as it's not exiled. Another Void Cross. So we're both drawing all of our ramp but none of our payoffs. Yeah, see? So let's sack this. I think we got to go get white here now. So this could only activate as a sorcery, so let's go ahead and just move these around here. Kind of doubling the counters we're getting. And just kind of wait around, I guess. We have no payoff for any of this mana. Granted, neither do they, but I think they're going to be playing bigger stuff than we are in blue-green. Oh, Nadu. Alright, that's a way to lose real quick. I can't kill that. So that's just going to keep hitting me. It does have a reach. Or it does have flying, and I don't have a reach right now. So I can attack with Fanatic of Ronus and then Eternalize it. If they do decide to block with their Death Toucher here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'd be fine if they blocked with Nadu. So let's start to try to attack here and see if they'll block. Looks like they will. These things are going to start providing card advantage as well. I don't know what to do with Wither and Bloom just yet. Do they have a way to target their Nadu and start going off here? We're going to have to find a way to push through. I mean, our 4/4 can attack. Most of our things can attack at this point. But these things are going to start drawing them too many cards for us to keep up with. I mean, I can kill them with Wither and Bloom, I just don't know if I want to. Because if I kill one, the other one's still going to continue to draw them cards. Not to mention, Nadu is just going to continue to trigger. I'm going to try to save that for combat here. There we go. There's the Horrific Assault. And really hope they don't have interaction here. So let's start by moving a counter around. Let's go here. And I mean, if they have protection, they have protection. I can't really do anything about it. So okay, down goes Nadu. We actually did it. Alright, go to combat, attack, here, here. Probably not here. I want to be able to adapt and use Wither and Bloom here, so let's attack with both of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, adapt. Hit him for 9. Alright. Man, this Nesting Grounds Cursed Wombat combo is just so good. Over 3 turns, you move all the counters off of it, and then you double those counters if you move them, and then you can continue to adapt it. Like, if they can't kill the Wombat, game over. And not to mention, Reclamation can get that thing back if they do decide to kill it. Okay, what on earth is this? If you cast it, create 2 Scions, yeah? Alright, it's not the greatest use of this, but it does protect our Wombat at least this turn. It kind of just, Wither and Bloom basically countered Stump Stomp there. So, like I said, it's not the greatest use, but it's not bad. So let's go Nesting Grounds from here to here. Wither and Bloom on it too makes it an 8/8. That way the Drowner can't block it alone. Oh no, it's just a 7/7. Oh, that only triggers once each turn. That wasn't great. Okay. Okay, well this probably trades for Drowner at this point. Yeah, that wasn't the greatest play. I totally forgot this only triggers once each turn here. So trade for Drowner of Truth. And end the turn. Still have Reclamation if they draw another removal spell for Wombat here, but Nesting Grounds is doing some good work against their board. Although they are drawing a lot of cards. Alright, land. What is this one? Make it an O12 probably? Yeah, that makes it tough to get through. Alright. More lands. Move it from here to here, I guess. And I suppose I'll hold on to this land. In case they draw removal, like hand disruption. Do I start attacking with these here? It's not bad. They could kill one of them, but it sacrifices both the Brood Scale and the Void Craw. I think I have to start attacking with the Dryads here. They're not pressuring my life total, that's for sure. And it just starts eating away at these spawns before they draw their Writhing Chrysalis here. Okay, draw a card. Take no damage, but I did kill 2 of them. I guess there's no hand. They're not playing black, so let's just do this and end the turn here. Would like to draw some sort of action. I mean, the Nesting Grounds is doing great work, but I mean, I haven't played this game with a whole lot of action. That's a 6/6. That's a 2/2 that gets them another spawn. They're going hugely wide. They just can't really pressure my life total greatly. That's a great combo. I just don't really have anything to get back here. I mean, I can thin my whole deck, basically. So let's do this. Move the counter, I suppose. Get the land. Oh, this is such a great combo. I just don't have anything to do with it. Actually, I could cycle this. Ooh, I could cycle it every single turn. But then I can't put the counters on the Wombat here, but that's probably okay. I can still move the counters next turn. I can continually cycle this land. It's not bad. Alright. No attacks. Gosh, we are really spinning our wheels here. Oh, they did the wrong one. Awkward. We both have all kinds of value here. I just don't know whose is gonna end up prevailing. They have so many cards they're drawing, but we have so much, like, things we can continually cycle and get back and stuff. I feel like they're going to have better draws than we will. Oh, it gets exiled. That's annoying. Yeah, that ruins a lot of this combo here. Is there a way to sacrifice it or something? Not really, no. Alright, yeah, sure. I could have adapted it, but they're just going to exile it anyway, so there's no real reason to do that. Okay, so I got another Wombat in the deck here somewhere. Hopefully we find it. More card draw. More lands. Hello. Oh boy. Alright. Yeah, let's play that. One, 2, 3, 4. Nesting grounds from here to... Wait, what's the other land it's using? So let's do this one. Nesting grounds from here to here. That way we can still cycle away Shattered Landscape. This is insane. Win or lose, we've kind of done the thing here. This might take another 20 minutes, but... I mean, because they're just going to continually draw cards, and I mean... At some point I have to start blocking their creatures, I guess? Like, maybe they have Ulamog or Kozilek in their deck? If they do, that's going to be a problem for me. Warped Tusker, there's a big one. Dream Drinker Vampire, not too bad. Worse draws have been had. So let's do this. Move the counter off the Wombat. I mean, they do deck before us, technically. Go ahead and cycle it. Play that, I guess. And we can still adapt the vampire here. Goodness, this is a very confusing game. If it goes on for too much longer, I might have to make a cut to the end. Because this might go on for another half an hour based on how this is going. I mean, I'm just waiting for them to draw Ulamog or something. At that point, I probably just lose. Yeah, they definitely deck before us. Even with our whole situation going on over here. They've got 12 lands in play and none in the yard, so they might only have 4 or 5 lands left in their deck here. Okay, more big spells here. I guess we'll start here. We can continually draw like our whole deck if we wanted to. Let's go from here to here, I guess. My goodness gracious. Nesting grounds for the win. Can't cast that, but that's okay. 10-9, can I attack with that? Not really. I mean, the shapeshifter can still block it, so... No attacks? Go ahead. Do I have a way to do colorless? Yes, I do, but it's just from here. And the nesting grounds, but I want to be using that. So I think I'm adapting the Oozewag this turn here. Ooh, that's got like Cascade and Discover. I mean, how much good things do you have left? Oh no! Alright, that's pretty good. What are they going to get rid of here? Well, I definitely have to keep that second from the top, so that resolves. Discover into Kozilek's Unsealing. Draw 3, and that's not a May, so if they ever cast mana value 7 or greater, they get to draw more cards here. At some point they have to start attacking. I could adapt this as well and draw some cards. No! They've got rid of my combo. I mean, I still have... So I can't use Wombat anymore. So let's go... Do I want to tap both of the Dryads right now to draw 2 cards? I would get one more counter on it. But I would like these 2 to potentially block here, so... Yeah, Utter Insignificance down. Sure. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. I will choose to draw. You still deck well before me here. God, there's so much to do. 1, 2, 3. Let's do this. I don't think I'm casting Reclamation this turn. It's a sorcery. So I can use the white mana here. White, green. Colorless, red, black, green. And then I guess I could also play Expanding Ooze? Or would I rather move counters around? Does that help me? Moving counters would give me the Shattered Landscape back in hand, or it would give me 2 cards, 2 more cards, but lose 2 life. Go ahead and just play another creature here. And I think we're just playing for decking at this point. And just hope they don't have one of the Mythic Eldrazi's. That's pretty much all we can hope for. Oh no. Do they have trample? Not all of them. Alright. I guess they were saving that? Okay, that was something. Certainly something. I can't say I saw that one coming necessarily. Alright, so these 2 have trample here, this one, and these 2 don't. So we can do that and that, right? And then to kill these other ones here, can do this and this. That seems okay. Sure. Don't know what the last card in hand is, but hopefully it's nothing that really matters. Okay. Boards are smaller. They do have 6 cards left. And a bunch of big creatures now. It's not great for me. But now the Evolution Witness is going to do some good work. So let's start by moving here to here. Actually, should have adapted first, but I think I'll be okay. I'm going to get one of the bigger ones because the Reclamation can return the Dryad here. So let's get Fetid Gargantua, I guess. Now I still have 7 mana. So I could play this, but I couldn't adapt it. I could play this and adapt that, or I could play Dreadmask and do nothing else. Let's go ahead and do this and adapt the Ooze. Yeah, I definitely should have adapted this prior to moving the counter onto it, but hopefully we're alright. Their biggest creature's a 4/4 and they have a bunch of 3/5s, so as long as they don't have another one of these Colonias whatever, Fangs of Colonia, then I should hopefully be... Oh god. 15 mana? They just do that to scare me or something? That's a lot of mana. Oh my goodness. Kozilek's Unsealing? Or Kozilek's Command or whatever? Where they make like 15 0-1s? What are we doing here? I don't like whatever this is. That's 21 mana. This would be 25 if they tapped these two as well. What did they have for 21 mana? It's probably Kozilek's Command, right? Oh. Goodness. That is a 24/24 trample. Okay. And then it dies into a 20/20 trample? I don't think I can beat that. Wow. That was a top deck, that's for sure. So this means I take 21. This means I take 21, but I gain 4, so I actually take 17 here. Is that right? Yeah, so this puts me at 23, and then 21 tramples over. Okay. Because this has lifelink, right? Yeah. Well, that was a pretty good draw for them. I don't know if I can survive. Oh, it didn't even kill it. Oh no, I meant to kill it. The whole reason to put this on there was the fact that it has Death Touch, so definitely made a mistake there. Oh man, I totally just meant to kill it, and I didn't even do that. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that probably well, not probably, it definitely loses me the game now, but gosh, this game was just all sorts of back and forth here. So I can move counters onto Evolution Witness, get things back that don't matter. I can move counters onto Vampire here. Gives me more lifelink. I mean, but then I can also just adapt it. So this and this adapts it, but then I also can't move counters onto it, so I just have to adapt. Gosh, oh, that was such a punt. Really confusing and difficult game to manage, though. Yeah, go ahead. A big trampler, a big flyer was the one thing that was really going to get me. It looks like it did. I should probably just attack with everything, I would think. Alright. How much do we have to put on it now? So this is going to gain us 3 life, so we're effectively at 5. So we have to take... Yeah, gosh, okay, so what if we did this here? Then we take 6, 12, so we take 12, take 10, take 7, but we gain 3. That's not good enough, so we have to do like this. Then we take 12, this is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Take 4 but gain 3, so that technically lets us survive. Is there a different way I'd rather block here? No, that's probably it. Yeah, probably could have survived here had I just put a Nightshade Dryad on it last turn on the Brood scale, but I did not. Okay, go to 1. They're left with a 20 powered Trampler still. Move it from here to here, get the life linker back, put Dread Mask on it, and maybe we survive. I just don't think there's a way. It was just such a punt not blocking that thing. Alright, so I can gain 10 life here, but I mean, that's probably still not enough. Because they're hitting me for 20. I mean, I can block some of this, but not all of it. I can adapt that and still cast the repast here. See if they attack with everything. If they do, that makes my life real difficult. Oh, that can't attack. I forgot. Okay. Alright, pass to blockers. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be enough. Alright. Take 11. Gain 10. Take 3 more. Take 2 more. Yeah, I think we die at -1. -2. Close enough. Alright, so the big punt there at the end. I think we probably could have won had I just blocked it with a Nightshade Dryad, because then we would have been able to kill it the next turn or so. Darn, that was a really tough game, though. Alright, starting on the draw, we do have a black source here, but it is one of our red and white sources as well. Alright, that is the second highest winning rate card in the format. First strike, lifelink, ascend. Beginning of your end step, you make a 1/1 because it's going to be able to attack almost all the time. Then if you have the city's blessing, you make another 1/1. So that's kind of annoying. And going to be pretty tough for us to race if that comes down on turn 1. The Dryad can theoretically block it on 2, but then they're just going to kill it after I play it, so... Or would I rather play Ronus here? I guess in the event that we draw exactly Wumpus Aberration, I'd rather have played Dryad. But this is harder to kill for red-white. So actually I'm going to play this, because if they have some sort of damage-based removal, I could have Ronus survive that. Like if they have Galvanic Discharge or whatever. Inspired Inventor, get 3 energy... Nope, put a counter? Okay. Yeah, I get to attack anyway. Sure. Get another 1/1. Go wide. Wide, wide. Alright. Alright, go ahead. Next turn, if I adapt this, I can then tap that for 4 green and, like, dump my hand here, but I don't think everything is going to survive. What on earth is that? Menace Haste. Whenever it attacks, create a tapped and attacking token. That's a top copy of a token. Get 2 energy. That has Menace. So I do this. Why did they attack here? Did I miss something? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know what they did. What am I missing? Okay. They have a free spell? They have exactly Flare of Fortitude. The free spell. Alright, fun. So this taps for 4 if I want it to now. Question is, do I want it to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could cast both of these. I guess. So then now they have another one of these things too? Oh my goodness. This is gonna be tough. So this can't get white. It could get a green for us. That's all it can get. We don't really need green. Alright, pass. Maybe we built up a big enough board where they can't really attack, but I don't know. This thing can tap stuff down. This thing has menace. Any combat trick they can attack. We need to draw Wither and Bloom, maybe? Why is that attacking? Because then this one can trigger? Inventor's Axe? Yeah, that eats this one. Do they have another thing they can do here? Alright, go to first strike. What else you got? Can they kill the expanding ooze now? No. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. Why do they keep getting more of this thing? For each token that entered, create a copy that, like, why do they get more Ocelot Prides? I don't even know. Wither and Bloom, does that do anything at this point? I mean, I don't think it does. We're just gonna die to Solstice Zealot plus Flyers. That thing might have to be the thing that dies, but does any of this have reach? No. So, beginning of your end step, if a creature died, they just, like, if I kill this one, they just get another one. So, like, I can't break up this combo here at all. Then, oh, they're gonna keep populating this thing? Alright, so yeah, I can't win this game. This is impossible. Do I have any creatures with reach in my deck at all? And then populate everything? Continue to make everything? And I have to go too big and I don't have any reach in my deck? Alright, good for you. You did the thing. Ocelot Pride is a heck of a card. Can't beat it when they're on the play and play it on turn 1. Alright, we go first, and if this was a green, it'd be a great hand. But it's not. So let's send it back, keep 6, and the hand here is really good. Do I want a Nightshade Dryad or a Fanatic of Ronus? I think I'll keep the Ronus, because I have 3 more Nightshade Dryads I could draw. So, send that back. Play Ronus here. Green, blue, bounce. Nope, just turn it into nothing relevant. Okay. And then they could exile it too. So that's unfortunate. Which means the Eternalize is never going to trigger. Eldrazi Repurposer. That's a good one. I should have adapted that first, because I thought it was another target modified. But it can put counters on itself, so that's interesting. That's a great one. Yeah, they do get an 0-1 that turns into a 1-2. But at least that's not a 4-4. So when this attacks, it turns into a 6-6. And I just have to hope they don't have interaction when I go to double block here, pretty much. Or I try to race it, which I don't know if I can do. So let's do this. As trample as well, of course it does. Alright, play another big fat Eldrazi and then make us unable to do anything. That's probably a good one, I'm sure. What does it even do? So when you cast it, exile non-token, non-land permanent. Okay. So they're going to block and then sacrifice it to exile the Ronus here, I believe. That makes the most sense, right? Yeah, so they're just going to block it and then exile Ronus. And even if I don't attack, they're going to do the same thing. So the question is, do I hold back Expanding Ooze in an attempt to block one of the Eldrazi here? Because I could block this one if they attack. But I do get them to sacrifice this spawn by attacking here. I try to race it. I guess so. They could also just double block, but I don't think they'd do that. They're just going to exile Fanatic here. No, probably worse. Oh, cycle and make another one. Perfect. More chump blockers. This doesn't have trample, unfortunately. Man, the first 3 games were going so smoothly, and then all of a sudden the wheels came off the bus, and we are going to probably drop this one, I would think. Because down goes Expanding Ooze. Yeah. Darn. attack here. Put counters on everything. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So I can't play this and adapt it. Next turn, I have Expanding Ooze coming, which isn't great. Yeah, this is not a great spot to be in here. This attacks for 12 next turn. 13, 14. This attacks for 14 next turn, exactly. I could attack with Witness and adapt it and try to get just... I don't get anything back, but like... it pushes some damage here. I guess I die to removal now, though, so that's not great. Okay, so I'm taking 12 minimum. And my next draw step is not going to help me. There's a 7/7. And all these chump blockers are just such a problem for us here. Titan's Vanguard in the right deck is just really good. Like this card and Writhing Chrysalis, why did they have to print these? They don't make any sense in this format. It just says everything else that isn't this just loses. I mean, this can tap for 4 green, but like, what does that do? Because I can't even draw 2 cards. I lose 2 life at this point. I have to chump everything here. Alright, 3-3, or 3-0 to 3-3. It feels really bad to do that. I punted away the 4th win there, and then we ran up against a 1-drop that we couldn't beat, and then the best deck in the format in turn in the last game. So, it sucks, but we did some pretty neat stuff with Nesting Crown and stuff. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time for your daily draft.